Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today on Tallidus Plays, we continue our Project Zomboid Build 42 playthrough. And that means sooner than later we will be having the helicopter event. How do we know? Well, it's been about a week now. Let's see, it's July 18th. We have been surviving for about 8 days and 21 hours. And we happen to know that after the first week, we have a much greater chance the helicopter event occurring at some point in the coming days. Usually it's after 7 days, and generally the radio gives you a bit of a heads up the day before. So I've been listening to our radio religiously. At least once a day we listen to the radio on the emergency broadcast station to get a heads up on if and when the chopper will be in our vicinity. So Coyote howls in the distance. Hopefully he's doing okay. We have some sour cream in here. We can actually eat this sour cream straight up. Let's go ahead and just eat that. It's a little gross, eating straight sour cream, but, you know, it's good calories. I'll get us started on the day. I'm not going to worry about grabbing too much other food. We have a new vehicle in our arsenal here. So we have the van, we have the station wagon, or the Winnebago. I guess it's technically a station wagon. Of course, we have this very respectable little mid-size sedan here. We also made the great revelation on the previous day that we don't have to find the generator magazine. We could just level up our electrical skills to level 3. So the sort of short-term goal today will be figuring out how to get the electrical leveled up. Namely, we will be looking for electrical books, and then we will read them, so it gives us a multiplier on our experience. After we read said books, we will then dismantle every electrical object in our immediate vicinity. You know, before we actually start this car up, I don't think I looked under the hood yesterday when we got it. So let's check it out and see what the condition is. Ooh, wow, this is almost perfect condition car. So yeah, that's good. Just had a little trouble starting there. We'll start it up. There we go. Ooh, it's purring like a cat. I think what I'm going to do today is actually drive west. We're going to go down Payne Road here and see how this connects. I do know that there's some other slightly larger town somewhere west of Echo Creek, which is the small town that we are currently in. So let's drive over there and check it out. Again, we got a pretty good amount of fuel. So let's make our way out here. Again, we see some zombies kind of popping up. A little mini pack started coming through our neighborhood. But I'm not too worried about those guys for now, because we're doing a bit of a road trip today. Striking out on the rural roads of Knox County. Again, I am keeping my speed at a manageable clip. We don't want to be going too fast, because if we hit something, we'll be in trouble. Oh, cows. That's actually great. We have cows even closer to town. We found some cows the other day, but they're down here in this vicinity. These are right over here to the west. So either way, we got cows on either side of town, which is nice. Again, if we decide to settle in Echo Creek for the long term, we might actually use those cows to sort of create a bit of a dairy co-op, which will let us create, obviously, milk, but primarily that milk will be turned into butter, which is always great, dense calories to be used for future long-term survival. For now, though, I'm going to make my way. Again, I see some small signs of little areas, like I'm sure there's a building down there on these dirt roads. But for now, I'm going to look for a larger city area. Again, my short-term goal is either the generator magazine that teaches you how to hook a generator up, or some books on electrical engineering or electrical skills that we can use to level up our ability. Now here we have a green. I think green is retail, but this doesn't look quite like retail. Maybe it's retail adjacent. So we're going to kill the car's engine here and actually just take a little peek. This looks to be like a manufacturing plant, maybe a steel mill, some sort of construction facility. Let's sneak in here actually and see. There's a good number of zombies, actually a lot of zombies here. So you know what? Let's keep on passing through. I don't really want to fight all these guys today. And it seems like the kind of area where if we start fighting one, we're going to have to fight all of them. So That is Guns Unlimited, Second Amendment Playground. Okay. Got a pretty good idea what they make in that factory. Oh, look at this. We got a taxi cab on the side of the road. We're leaving our engine running. Again, when we're just checking out these temporary, like, little side things on the side of the road, I like to leave the engine running for safety purposes. If we need to get in and get out of here quick, we can do that. But let's see. This taxi could be usable. It's not the worst condition. The battery could be better. Everything else is kind of medium. Doesn't have any gas, but nothing really of note right there. So let's just keep going. Again, we're looking to explore today. I like the idea of checking out that whole gun range. Looks like there's a bit of an obstacle course in the back, too, so maybe they're training some military here. Who knows? But I digress. We're not really big on guns in this playthrough because I am just playing solo, so once I start firing a gun, that usually means I'm on the last portion of my playthrough, if you catch my drift. So I'll be attracting every zombie in the county to my location, so... here we have a smaller industrial building here. Let's get out. I'm going to turn the car off for this one because this will be a little while if we go inside. Take care of the immediate surroundings. Okay, looking good. Again, this seems to be maybe metal working. There's just some steel beams chilling out in the yard here, so maybe they're producing metal for the gun facility. Did I actually draw the only zombie away? Oh, there's a door back there. I might be able to get that door. Okay, looks like possibly the plant manager or a businessman of some kind. Maybe a salesman. Maybe they produce pipes here. I don't know. Let's take a peek. Can't get inside, so that's kind of a nothing burger. We can't really do anything else here. I think this is a metal door, so we can't disassemble it. Oh, actually we can. So yeah, let's do that. We'll disassemble this door to get inside. Okay. Forget re-equip your weapon after doing that. And we'll just poke around in here a little bit and see. Again, we're looking for that generator magazine or electrical books. Turn the lights on. Wow, it's full of nothing. Let's go upstairs. Okay, we have a couple shelves here. A radio, a handle. Well, again, to that end, let's disassemble. We can click dismantle on the radio because we have a screwdriver. And if you check on our skills here, if you look at our electrical here, it's 0 right now, but once we dismantle, we gain 0.5 electrical XP. So, not that good. We have to dismantle about 150 radios to get one level. We'll put these scraps in our backpack for now. And I guess the battery as well. I like that they give you the battery out of it when you dismantle it. It doesn't just destroy the battery. That's kind of nice. So it does seem like we'll have to figure out a better way to level up our electrics. Because I'm not going to get 3 levels by dismantling radios and watches if they only give me half an XP each. So in that case, hopefully we find a book. Because the books, I think, give you a multiplier. So instead of half an XP per watch or radio, I think it gives us like maybe 2 or 3 XP, which is, doesn't seem like a bunch, but it is very useful. We have just an open car park here. Looks like these guys might have been on their final hikes before the outbreak. We'll skip through that, though, because I'm not going to be looking through all those cars right now. Let's keep going down the road. Again, we got some more, looks like black buildings, which are, I think, industrial. Good chunk of zombies hanging out, though. What do we have over here? Definite industrial facility. A little nice little people bridge over the road here, which I believe we can actually cross that to get from one side to the other, which is nice to go over the zombies instead of through them. Oh, we can see the sign here. Let's back it up a little bit. AMZ Steel. Okay, so Steelworks. Again, that makes sense in this vicinity. Looks like a lot of metalworking facilities going on. I don't know if these are offices or even possibly housing for the workers, but We don't want to fight all these guys right now, so let's keep on going down the road here. Again, I'd like to stop in an area. Those look like some houses, so we might check this area out if we get behind it. So maybe these are houses for upper management, or looks like actually a farmhouse. Oops. I think I just ran over a bunny. So we have here some of the wildlife that I mentioned earlier in the run, or in the playthrough. You can encounter wildlife in the game other than just the barnyard animals. So it's not just sheep and cows, but bunnies, I believe squirrels possibly, physically exist in the world in Build 42. So that's kind of cool. And here I see a white picket fence, so that's indicative of a house. Looks like they have maybe a little shed back there. You know what I might do? Again, you don't want to be off-roading too much in these cars because they get damaged, but we'll turn the car off. And I don't think I have too many zombies following me, so let's go over the fence here. We'll poke around in this area. Again, I think I'm getting pretty close to another town, since we've gotten more houses. That's actually a nice little... We got a solarium there, so this is actually a nice, slightly more upscale house. And again, they might have something useful in the shed. Unfortunately, we will have to fight our way through it. Again, larger population zones with larger houses mean more zombies. Okay. And now I'm at the point where I will dismantle every watch, or digital watch. Dismantling normal watches I don't believe helps your electronics. I think they actually do help maybe your mechanical skill, but not your electrical skill, because there's not really electrics in a standard watch. Before we crawl through that window, just try to see if the door itself is unlocked. We're going to go just do a little quick jog around the shed. Make sure we're not going to get surrounded by zombies. Okay, we'll hop inside. And again, I'll close this for now. Old stove. Look at that. So old stoves are very useful because they let you warm your domicile or whatever apartment you're staying in during the winter, because it does get very cold during the winter, and you have to keep that in mind. Your character will get cold. Again, right now we're dealing with temperatures in the 70s, so it's pretty mild. But this is great to keep in mind because you can use wood to heat your apartment or residence instead of electricity. It's also extremely heavy. It's 40 kilograms. I believe a generator is like 40 kilograms as well. So it's basically as heavy as a generator. What do we have here? Oh, Electrical 5. We'll grab the Electrical 5 book and the empty gas can. Leave everything else for now. I like to grab boxes of nails as well, just because they tend to be harder to come by. I don't think you can, to my knowledge, I don't know if you can actually create nails. So they're kind of one of those resources where you have to physically find them in order to use carpentry to build stairs, walls, doors, all that stuff. All right. We have a residence key, so we'll grab that. Again, on our previous day, we decided to pick up a second key ring because my initial key ring got full. That also, I think, is a new thing in the Build 42. Keys have weight. So, yes, it seems unfortunate, but you can't have your excessively large janitor key ring full of keys anymore. You actually have to consider that they have weight, which is a bit of a bummer because I'm a key fiend. I like collecting all the keys in the game, but now that's not really an option. Basically, it just means more inventory management, right? Instead of just managing your food and weapons, now you have to keep your brain on the idea that, okay, well, I have so many keys for the cars and vehicles. I need to keep that in my mind as well. Looks like the zombies didn't see me. Let's go around the back of the house, and we'll take a gander inside. Okay, it's unlocked because I have that residential key on me. So again, that's a wristwatch classic, so I'm not going to worry about dismantling that. We are looking for... Again, I still want to find that magazine, knowing how long it will take to get our electrical skill leveled up. The generator magazine will make things a lot easier for us in the short term. Lots of booze in here. Actually, I like that jar of eggplants. We'll grab that. I guess they're implying that they use eggplants as a garnish for alcohol. I'm not sure what drink involves putting eggplants in, but I don't know. Maybe it's a Kentucky thing I don't know about. Let's move through. Okay, we got bookcase is always good for magazine finds. See here we have Woodcraft episode 1. So again, you can find episodes of the shows from the first week of the game. So if you missed them during that first week, you can still learn from the episode if you find the VHS tape. I hear a zombie, probably in here. Something's banging against something though. Probably the front door. I saw a zombie walking towards the front door. I do need a snack. I'm getting a little peckish. These are all cooked items though, so we'll just grab these for now. The fridge, chicken leg, corn, oatmeal cookie. Who threw away this perfectly good oatmeal cookie? We'll eat that. Delicious. Nummy nummy in the tummy. Go upstairs. Again, we know somebody's banging on the front door. I think there's another zombie, though, that is inside the house already. So I'm going to try to be very cautious. We will definitely hear when that zombie busts through the front door. Again, we can see them. I don't know if they actually can see me inside, but it does seem as though they're approaching with intent. So they probably did witness me, which is a little unfortunate. That means my stay here was going to be cut short. Again, I could fight them all. I'm not that worse off right now. There we go. That's the zombie I heard earlier. And look at that. Perfect timing. I have broken my golf club. We're switching to the fire poker. Continue our looting spree. Now, if they saw me upstairs, there's a good chance they'll just come straight upstairs when they get into the front door. And since the banging has ceased, I believe they have officially broken through the front door. Which is unfortunate, but inevitable. Again, I think zombies can bust through pretty much anything. It's just a matter of time, so... the only thing they can't go through, I believe, is the solid, like, bulletproof doors on, like, gun stores that are always locked. Don't know if they can get through those. Oh, maybe they lost interest. Okay, there's one back here I saw. But that's pretty much it for this house. So instead of clamoring around for more loot, we're going to head back to the car. Because that is pretty much all that's useful in this immediate area. So again, if we don't need to, we don't need to waste more time fighting zombies. Let's run through the woods here. I think our car is right here. Yep. Keep on moving here. And keep the time in mind. It's 2 p.m. now. We do want another snack. Let me see. I usually keep something in the glove compartment to snack on, but I did not thoroughly prepare for today's journey. So we're just going to go out a little bit longer here. Again, we are still, I would say, at least a 2-hour drive away from our base at this juncture, and we're still exploring new areas. So keep that in mind. If we check the map, you can see here that's Echo Creek, and we've just driven straight down here Smith Road, and we're on Irvington right now. So I might go up a little bit more. If I don't find anything else significant to look into, we'll turn back. A couple of dirt roads in this area. Again, I don't see mailboxes. Generally, if there's a house off of the main highway, that's kind of a solo standalone house, it will have a mailbox on the road. So that's a good way of indicating that there's a house nearby. If I don't see the mailbox, I assume that it might just be a dirt road, maybe leading to a small industrial building, but it's not really worth investigating right now. Again, I'm looking for the lay of the land, and I'm also looking for the next large town. That's obviously definitely going to be a house, so... contrary to what I just said, they don't always have mailboxes. That is just kind of a quick way of seeing that there might be a house nearby. Looks like this guy's got an axe in his back. Let's take a gander here. A meat cleaver. Well, we'll grab that because it doesn't hurt to have an extra weapon, and it was in decent condition. This looks like a nice little house. Honestly, not too many Zeds around. We will try to get into this garage here. It's open, so that's nice. I don't have to worry about smashing through the window or anything. Let's take a peek inside here. Hammer, nuts, bolts, rope, some farming equipment. You know what? We'll grab these seeds because I don't know if I'm coming back to this house anytime soon. I think that's good. I also want to start grabbing garbage bags because garbage bags are essential to craft the rain collection barrels, which we will need when our water goes off. The plumbing will shut off at some point. I believe it's usually after the electricity, but you need to be ready for that. And the way to be ready is to have rain collection barrels to collect water for you. Ooh, crowbar. Excellent. I hear a zombie in here. Grab this claw hammer as well. Again, it's not the best for damage, but it is decent. It sounds like the zombie's chilling somewhere very close by, but we will see. Kind of a limited kitchen, to be honest. Ramen noodles. Everybody knows the good old ramen struggle meal. And let's see here. Rotten bowl of soup. That's unfortunate. Well, the fridge is over here. I didn't even see it. Let's see. Beer bottle. We'll grab all this. Actually, we can eat this creamsicle. Yeah. Again, it's melted, but I think the idea is that our character here will just deal with it. We'll grab all that. It kind of sounds like the zombie is sleeping, like it's snoring. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's upstairs. Oh, nope, it's right there. So again, keep your ears open. Save your life. We were able to take him out. We'll grab those pills, and we'll dismantle the digital watch. And again, while I don't want to spend an infinite amount of time doing the grind for electrical ability, we might have to get these generators working. So, just kind of accepting that at this point. Can we dismantle earbuds? I think we can. Counts as electronics. You can also use the earbuds. You can listen to like CD players. The cool thing is the earbuds make it to where you're not playing music loudly. That will attract zombies in the area. So just like in real life, not everybody wants to hear the music that you're listening to. Found another fanny pack. I don't know why I didn't put the other one. I think I can wear this on my back. Let's see. Can't wear it on the front because we're wearing this chest rig on the front. But I'm pretty sure... Oh. No, that replaces the chest rig. Got it. That's probably why we didn't do that earlier. So we will eat these sunflower seeds. And you know what? This gum will actually make us feel a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and chomp on that. I wonder if it's spearmint flavored. I don't know. It also sounds like he's chewing. Oh! That's the helicopter. Okay, apparently it's coming right now. I thought it was going to be on another day, but this is happening. We're going to put back on the chest rig. We'll drop the fanny pack. This changes our priorities here, folks. Let's check a couple items here. We want to grab these bandages. Basically, I'm going to finish looting this particular house. And, ooh, I can get water, which is good. But yes, this helicopter is now flying over our immediate vicinity. Paper clips are good for fishing. They act as lures. And yeah, they're definitely over us, so let's get out of here. I need water. And we need to make tracks, so let's drink out of the sink. Fill our... just the plastic bottle. We don't want to fill everything up. Okay, and we'll start moving here. This is, yeah. directly overhead, kind of circling our immediate area. So what that does is, again, we'll not see it physically, but we can hear it. We need to make sure that we aren't staying in one place for too long, because it's going to start drawing zombies out. This is a little bit of a blessing in disguise, though, because I'm already out away from my base area, so I don't have to worry about it drawing zombies directly to the base. You can see here a lot of activity is occurring. They're already starting to move towards my area, because they will follow the sound of the helicopter. There was some residential there off to the west. We're going to keep going northbound here. And again, at this point, I don't really know if I want to be in a crowded metropolitan area. I'm going to stay kind of on these side rural roads, as it were. We're good on gas. We're getting a little drowsy, but otherwise we're okay. It's a little hot. I can turn on the air conditioning in the car. So if I click on the heater, I can turn it down a notch and turn it on. And now, see, that indicates the heater is the air conditioning. And since we turned it down, you should see our temperature here. It's at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's because we're inside of a hot car. Again, anybody from the south understands if you leave a car in a parking lot without the AC on, it's going to get pretty hot pretty quick. So this will cool us down. So we shouldn't be unpleasantly hot. We're going to get kind of tired. But thankfully, because we have the car, we're not physically running around. We're just kind of driving. I'm going to hop out here and take a gander at this little pond. Okay, I don't think there's anything super... You know what? There is something over here. Let's check this out real quick. There's a road kind of coming through here. I think this pond has maybe a cabin on it. So you can tell there, the helicopter just flew away. But it comes back. So it kind of comes and goes just like a real chopper. It can't... You know, it's a kind of a search and rescue chopper, so they're kind of looking around. Because I'm in the open, they will eventually see me again, and they will stay in my area. For now, however, I'm just going to take a little bit of a detour and look down here. I see a building. I think those are just bathrooms or maybe a logging shed. So let's check it out. The second I start to see zombies, though, I'm going back to the car. Because I don't want to be tired out in public too much. We have a small house here. And what looks to be maybe a shed. So this might just be their firewood that they're starting to get ready for the winter. Let's check the shed real quick. Of course, it's locked. Gonna pop this window real fast. Chopper is directly overhead. So again, we are going to have a lot of zombie friends in the area, if there are any. And again, you might get lucky. Sometimes you're just far enough away to where the zombies can't really be drawn. But as soon as we hear them, we're going to start moving around. Oh, you know what? I think I just saw a welding mask. Grab these. As soon as you see the welder mask, grab that, because they're not super common, but you have to have them to do any sort of welding, which is the entire concept of metalworking. Can I use this motorcycle? That's just for stress? Okay. Again, you don't want to stay in any area too long if you're running from the chopper. The irony being is it's a rescue chopper, right? It's supposed to save you. But all it does is rile up the zombies in the area. I'm going to check out this house real quick. See if I can get to the garage. I don't see any zombies inside. Let's check the bathroom. Okay, we're good. Let's open the window. Hop in here. I hear somebody in here, so let's pop the front door open, just so it's ready to go. I hear somebody in one of these rooms. Yeah, we have a couple here. Okay, so interesting house. It's not exactly barren, but they have some empty rooms here. You know, in other circumstances, this might not be a bad place to hole up as a base. Ooh, pretty well stocked garage here. Got TV guides, tires, some suspension. Again, here come. This is locked from the inside for some reason. That's interesting. Let's check here. Ooh, they're having a little bit of a party. I think a lot of people, the idea is that maybe it was a weekend. I don't know. We'll have to see. I believe it's July 9th, 1992 was the official occurrence of the outbreak. So I'm curious to know if that was maybe a holiday. I guess it wouldn't be a holiday, but maybe a holiday weekend or Saturday or something to that end, because it seems like a lot of houses have a bunch of red solo cups floating around, which is sort of the generic "we had a party here" cup of choice. It sounds like the helicopter has gone away, so maybe it's done for the day. Again, it could fly away for an hour or so and come back, so we're not out of the woods yet. Keep exploring the area. Oh, crossword, American hobbies, and nothing really. Okay, bathroom here. Oh, and there it is. It's coming back around. So again, some people, they choose to deal with the chopper by kind of hiding, right? If you hole up, apparently it won't see you. If you're not running around outside, there's no way to tell where you are. And in that case, you could just kind of hunker down for the whole day, and you'll be all right. But I still believe that if it's in the area, there's a good chance it might just hover around you and potentially attract a lot of zombies. So that's why I always try to be away from any important base areas during the chopper event. Let's head back towards our car now. We know it's just north of the pond here where I parked it. And again, I'm getting a little out of breath, and I'm a little tired, but otherwise we're hanging in there. We have antidepressants, but we don't really have anything else to kind of give us a little bit more juice for running around. So let's get back in the car. Again, we'll be seating in a car, so we're not physically getting exhausted. And look at that, 65 and going down. So we got nice, cool temperatures. I'm going to check this mailbox real quick. Okay, just a flyer. Interestingly, that flyer said ready prep. So it might have been again, I feel like there was an inkling from some people in the Kentucky, or at least maybe the Knox County area, that something was afoot. Maybe that the outbreak wasn't just on the 9th, maybe it was already in the works, or maybe they knew that it could come at any moment. So there's a lot of indications throughout the lore of the game, some of the literature and TV shows, and even newspapers that you see, kind of implying that, something was amiss in the weeks and days leading up to the outbreak itself. Time, we already have that magazine. Let's go back down here. Again, mailbox, so we know there's at least some residents down the way. So let's go check it out. There we go. Ooh, nice little ranch. I like the wraparound porch. Very classical. This is a nice looking area. Actually, there's a lot going on. Okay, let's turn the car off here. We're gonna hop out. Again, we got a chopper. But this looks like a pretty cool area. They've got a well. Ooh, I forgot about wells, everybody. Well. I don't believe it is safe to drink out of a well directly. You need to boil the water. However, look at that. I think that's all cabbage. Ooh, my oh my. Can I check the status of these plants? Crops, info. Let's get info. We have ready to harvest cabbages. Okay, we might have just hit the mother load of locations, everybody. I have not been here before. I don't even know if I want to stick around here. I kind of want to save this area so we're not having tons of zombies swarm it. However, we're here. Let's take a look inside the house. I can see a loom there in the living room. Okay. Field full of cabbages that are ready to be harvested, so we don't even need to plant those. We can straight up harvest them and start freezing them from the get-go. A little outside table. Somebody was having kind of a farm-style outdoor picnic. Looks like a chicken coop over here. Also a small ranch area for livestock. Let's check out this coop. Okay. Can we crawl through the coop window? Yeah. Oh, nice. We'll enter as the chickens would. Nothing to speak of in here, just basic stuff. It looks like a feeding trough. So again, that would help automatically feed any sort of livestock that would be kept in the area. Let's look in here. pretty empty, as to be expected. What's all the way down here? Is that a car battery? Okay, there's just a heavy-duty car battery. So we have chicken coop. We have a sort of a ranch barn there. This looks like a long barn, potentially for holding more livestock. This seems more like either a cattle barn, I would say. We come over here, more feeding troughs. This is kind of an exterior hay feeding area. Thankfully, I think the chopper might be done with us for the day because it's getting a little later. It's almost 9 p.m. Yeah, got more hay in there. Again, that might be just water, and there's 3 left troughs. Let's check the shed here. Just pop the window open. Oh, that one's locked. Again, when you kind of fail to open a window and it makes that little kind of clinking noise, I think the implication is that it's basically completely solidly stuck. So you have to try another window. And if they're all stuck, you can actually just use your weapon to bash the window open. We got a couple of guns in here. A tire iron, I'm going to grab that. We'll leave everything else, but mechanics, car battery, that looks good. Caribbean Cruising, a sleeping bag. So these are cool. You can actually place these in a tent to increase sleeping comfort. So the idea is a tent is a good way to sleep outside of your standard bed setup in a building. More nails, leather gloves, and we have some books here. Look at Electrical 3. We'll grab, looks like they have a couple copies, but we'll grab 1 copy of Electrical 3. Again, we still need Electrical 1 to even start doing anything with Electrical. So I'm going to wait till we get that. I will grab also these box of nails and the leather gloves. I think I'm wearing gloves, but let's see. They might not be leather. These are the hunting camo. Scratch defense of 5. The leather gloves are scratch defense 30, so we're definitely going to wear these now. Those will be much better. The hunting gloves, we'll keep them. And this vehicle key we can throw on our key ring. Okay, let's hop out of that shed. Okay, let's look inside this house. We might be doing a little sleepover here because, again, it's almost 10 p.m. I believe the chopper is done. If it was drawing any zombies to our location, we would be seeing them by this point. Or at least maybe behind the car when we drove up this long driveway here. However, I'm going to be optimistic and say that we managed to avoid the majority of zombie movement during the day. So let's go in the front door here. Strangely, the front door is wide open. I hear a zombie inside. So we're going to cautiously kind of look around. Classic bathroom under the stairs. And you know, if I see the zombie, I'm going to try to draw them outside for the kill. I like this little fridge freezer combo. That's how you know. True farmer, that's where they keep all extra meat from any slaughtered animals. I have a separate sort of chest freezer. Also, that fridge in that room people know as the drink fridge. You have that detached garage up north maybe. You have the drink fridge with the ice-cold Dr. Peppers. But I really like this house. It seems to be in decent condition. I don't think any of the windows have been broken yet. Luxurious carpeted bedroom. I think we got some zombies upstairs. It's the only potential issue. Okay. Again, I'm opening doors to the outside as I pass by, just to make sure they're unlocked for me. And look at that, we got a couple more items. You know what? That's okay right now. Ooh, gardening spray can. That's great to use for, I believe, for farming, obviously, but it is how you apply, I think, medication to the plants. So let's say they have some sort of fungal infection or something of that nature. You can use the spraying can to help treat those. We have a cooking book. We have some more. I don't know what the interesting thing is keeping jars of fruit and vegetables in your liquor cabinet. Seems to be a trend in this game. Again, just gonna browse through some of these. I have a pretty good idea of the zombie presence upstairs, so let's go take care of that before it gets too late. Because my character is ridiculously tired. So honestly, there's more than one or two up here. We are not gonna have a good time. Somebody's room is trashed a little bit. Okay. You will just take care of here. Okay. And we'll just close that door for now. Again, we can move the body out and even wash the blood up if we want to so it doesn't stink all the time. But let's look around here. Lots of little shelves and things. I don't know if there would be a generator magazine in a kid's room, but you never know. Could be a future engineer. There's a stock certificate in there, so the kid's got some sort of adult interests. Sleeping pills, we'll grab those. Again, if you're too panicked to go to sleep, you can use sleeping pills to just sort of calm your nerves and get rest. Let's see here. We got some interesting photos. Fanny pack, baseball bat. That's a very nice thing to find. Metal baseball bat. It's a really, really good weapon to find during the game. So we'll leave that in here for now, actually, because our inventory is pretty full up. And I want to finish clearing the house before we go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep if there could be a zombie traipsing around in the house. Lane's auto. That's not bad. Basic mechanics. So we'll grab that for now. Brochure. There. So the Lane's auto teaches you how to like work on various cars. To my knowledge, I think there's 3 different sort of types of cars. You have standard, heavy duty, and like sports. Ooh, nice stuffed attic. Very lived in. I like in Build 42, it seems like they've paid a little bit more attention to kind of fleshing out the feel of, you know, an apocalypse town. People used to be in thriving communities and families, and now it's just all sort of desolate. At this point, though, we are super tired, so let's hit the hay. We're gonna go sleep here. You might be moderately concerned because we left the front door open. I think we had a few windows open, but we're just gonna let that cool country breeze. Wake up here. Let's keep looking around. We're gonna have this nice little front patio, which is always cool. I sort of like that. I think they call that like a Juliet balcony. So you stand out to make speeches to your adoring fans. We already read this. Ooh, look, Electrical 1. That's what I'm looking for. It's not the magazine we were hoping to find, but it's definitely one of the books that we were hoping to find. So what we'll do is actually read the Standard Auto magazine. We'll read this real quick. And again, we can throw this back in the drawer when we're done. And we'll read Electrical 1. I'm going to close this door, actually, for now. And I think we can sit and rest in a chair while we read now. Let's do that. So we'll rest. We sit on the chair. And then we can read. So read at a desk like an actual, normal civilian here. And again, this should take us all the way up until lunchtime when we're feeling quite peckish. The reason I'm wasting a little bit of time in reading like this in the beginning of a day of survival is because we want to level up electrical. And the best way to do that is by reading a book so that our skill will increase quicker. Right now, you see here, we have only 2.5 experience for electrical, but this is giving us a multiplier. See here, 2.5. I think when we finish reading the book, it's a 3. All right, so when we're done, there we go. We now have a 3x multiplier. So what that means is whenever we disassemble an item, instead of getting 0.5 experience, we'll get 1.5. So I'll show you right here. We can dismantle this radio. And look at that, 1.5 electrical XP. So we're being 3 times more effective. I'm going to throw all this back in the desk, actually, for now. We're being 3 times more effective with our electrical leveling. And this doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm not going to stop looking for our ever elusive generator magazine. But I realized at this point in the game I can't guarantee or count on the fact that it will be an option. Sometimes you just don't find what you're looking for. So we're going to fill up our water bottle. Again, here we are weak from hunger, so we're going to actually grab this ham out. Let's actually grab the beef and the mutton. And since we're here, we can actually eat a pickle. We'll eat this cheese. Again, I think you can kind of, as long as you don't move, you can sort of queue up different items. So yeah, you'll see me here eating the cheese through my scarf somehow. It's a very disgusting look. My character is still hungry, so my oh my. We'll turn on the oven. And I believe we have something else in here. Can we cook? Ground beef. We'll grab this ground beef. It's stale, right? So the fresh beef patty and ham we'll throw in our backpack. The mutton chop too. I guess not. Okay. So the ground beef, since it's stale, we'll go ahead and cook this. And when that finishes cooking up, we'll eat it. Now, we'll do a little bit of a ding to us, but that's okay. And at this juncture, I might honestly look into harvesting the cabbage that we have here, because we have this whole field of cabbage right over here to the right. You can see all that. I believe the entire field is ready for harvest. So what I would love to do is take a gander at our farming ability, which is down. Agriculture is at 1. Level 2 is just, so we just unlocked level 1. Yes, so if I could look around the house, I might be able to find another agriculture book, which I think I saw one the other day. If we read that, we get a bonus to agriculture, which means all that harvesting that we could do is going to do a lot more experience for us. And I'm turning off the oven in advance. We'll have a little bit of carryover heat, so that'll finish cooking up this ground beef. Again, we're just cooking a big old lump of ground beef in the oven. Not the most appetizing thing, but it will do. So let's eat that. I call this an open-faced burger chunk. So it's a hunk of burger. Did I look at these? Yeah, I think I saw. Let's go back over here. Some books I think were over here. Pipe, vice grips, paperwork, blah blah booey. Box of garbage. Ooh, box of garbage bags. That's what I'm talking about. We'll hang on to that. Put that in the chest rig for now. I keep forgetting I have that chest rig available, sort of extra inventory space. So that box of garbage bags is going to make crafting our rain collection barrels a lot easier. We have here some ice cream as well, but I'm full right now. We'll leave all this. Again, this whole house is in pretty good shape, so let's go back. Again, I thought I saw an agricultural book in here, one of these drawers. Let's take a gander. Each book, there are 5 books, so 10 skill levels, so each book does 2 skill levels of bonus XP. So since I'm still leveling up Agriculture 2, I need to find Agriculture book number 1. So if that makes sense, every book is for 2 levels of the relevant skill. Let's see here. I might be wrong. I thought I saw a bunch of books previous day. Maybe they're upstairs. Either way, though, we've gotten the majority of our use out of this area for now. I don't think I thoroughly searched this room. Microphone. Okay, interesting. A lot of electricals going on in there. Oh, wait, computing. Curious computing. Okay, that's just a normal magazine. And I might drag that one zombie out of here before we leave, just so he's not stinking up the place. We might honestly come back here for a little bit of a stint at some point. This could also just be a kind of our farming house area where we come to do farming and agriculture, since it's got that nice big area set up already for that purpose. Yeah, I think that's all we're going to have for now. So first thing I'm going to do is definitely mark this on our map. So let's go to the map. And where are we at? We're all the way up here. So it's directly due, oh, well, that's northwest of Echo Creek. Yeah, west down Smith, north on Irvington. We'll make a big mark here. I'll put a tree to imply that there is a farm here. But also we'll know that that is, you know, this area. It's a pretty distinctive looking area off Barley Road, so I'm not worried about forgetting where this is. And I think, yeah, we're actually going to grab this zombie and just drag him out the front door after I eat my ham. Again, we're eating this whole ham because it weighs a lot, but also you can see here we're still actively losing weight. We're at 90 kilograms, and we're still considered high weight, but soon enough we will be below the high weight threshold, which means our character is going to be a little bit better with fitness, and I believe they'll also be a little bit better at sprinting. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but again, we got a very heavy zombie body. We're going to drag this out the front door. It's a little gross. We're leaving a trail of blood, but I think it's better than having a zombie body in the house stinking up the place. And what are you going to do? Sometimes you got to drag people out your front door, you know? I might be having too good of a time. Can I shift? No, I can't. Okay. And I'm going to move the body a little bit further away here. You can see here I'm already exhausted. And it's already pretty late in the day. We spent a good chunk of the day just reading books and kind of tidying up, as it were. Spacebar, just a quick way of dropping the body. So, I'm not going to lie, we might have to spend another night, sleep and get rested up here. But that's okay, because I honestly might stick around and do some harvesting of these crops. So what I can do is basically harvest all the cabbages, put them in the freezer. We have that deep freeze. We have 2 refrigerators downstairs. So 2 refrigerators and the deep freeze is a lot of freezing space. So I'm kind of sure it seems like the game really wants me to stick around for a minute. I'm going to walk back to the shed. And it looks like I'm still overweight. Oh yeah, I got this mutton on me. Let's put this in the chest rig. The aluminum fragments, put in the chest rig. And then we'll wear this again. Wear my face covering. Yes, wear that. Okay. And we're still weighed down. We're just a little bit overweight here, unfortunately. And that's probably because we just have the chest rig is almost full of items. Again, I'm going to bring out the fire poker. I do remember there were some books back here, so let's take a gander. Nothing else that useful. God, I need to be keeping an eye out for pretty much any first edition books for skills. Even maintenance 1 is probably not a bad idea. I think our maintenance is at level 1 because we've been using some heavy metal weapons. Let's take a peek here. Where would that have gone? Maintenance, yeah, it's at 1. So we could use this maintenance 1 book. We'll grab this. Basic Repairs is the name of the book. And Mechanics 1, we'll grab that as well. So our Mechanics is still, I think that's 0. We haven't done anything with that yet. Empty gas can. I'm not too stressed about grabbing that. We already have a few gas cans. But you know what? It wouldn't hurt. We're already overloading ourselves, so we'll grab it for now. We can throw that in the trunk of the car. And get a little bit more situated. So again, we're slightly weighed down. It is 10:40 at night. So we're going to head back. We're going to get a good night's sleep. I think I'm going to stop by the car, unload a lot of stuff into the trunk. We will sleep through the night, and then I don't know if I'm going to harvest all these crops just yet. Crops. I'm not sure what I want to do with those, to be honest. Again, this well is amazing because that provides water even when the plumbing goes out in the standard plumbing system, because it's a natural well. The water is tainted, so you do have to boil it for human consumption, but I believe you can just water directly onto the crops. So having a well right next to a farm like this is really, really effective. It's a very OP setup to have. Let's dump off all of our items here. Everything other than food we're going to dump in here. We are going to keep a couple items for emergencies, but everything else is going in. And again, my only real concern is I don't know if I want to harvest before I grab the agricultural book for Agriculture 1. All this can go in, the seed packets. Let's keep... I'm going to probably put all this stuff back in the fridge or freezers. In this house, because again, if we ever come back through this house, it'll be nice to have food on hand. But yeah, we're going to keep all that useful stuff. The welder mask, the crowbar, more gas cans, boxes of nails. All really good items to have for the future. Let's head back inside, and we will put up all this food into the fridge. I'm also going to close this front gate. Why not? Close the front door this time, so we're all buttoned up nicely. I believe all the exterior doors and windows are now closed to the house. So we should hear if any zombies try to join us during the evening. We're going to open the freezer, and we'll stash everything else here into the freezer. Again, everything you see is getting stale because these are items we've been grabbing over the last day or so. So they've been getting warm in my inventory, which is not good. At this point, though, let's go back upstairs and we'll take another rest for the evening. My character is quite tired. Again, dragging zombie bodies is a very taxing task. It takes a lot of energy to do that, so let's take a quick rest here. And again, a pillow on the bed actually does make your rest more comfortable. Let's sleep here. Again, I'm not putting on any alarms because I'm pretty sure we're done with the TV. Naturally wake up at the crack of 7:50 in the morning. A little later than usual, but I think we needed the rest. And here we are. Again, it is July 20th. We have survived for 10 days and 22 hours in our Project Zomboid Build 42 playthrough. I believe that might actually do it for this episode. In the coming days, we will look into harvesting all of these crops over here to the right. It actually looks like a few more have come to fruition, so they should all be ready to go. Looking very healthy indeed. If you made it this far in the episode, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to keep up with our journeys here in Project Zomboid. And until next time, this has been Tallidus Plays.